Thank you for coming. We just want to say a quick thank you and a prayer before the food comes up. So I just want to thank all of you for coming. I know some of you came from out of the country, some from out of the state, some from out of the city. So we want to thank all of you. We appreciate you coming to support us through our marriage, and we can't wait to have you at the wedding tomorrow. We're super excited. CJ?
I'm so grateful. I mean, most of you know I've literally waited for this day my whole life, but didn't know what the face is. And for most of you that saw Anthony and I's dating journey from the beginning, you guys probably already saw that I wanted this forever since I started dating him. But I'm truly like kind of speechless and kind of like in this moment of like being super thankful and just kind of, it's unreal that it's actually here 2 years and it's flown by, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. I may have met some of you for the first time today, but know that you guys all have a very permanent place in Anthony and I's heart, starting our journey as the Nicolinis. So we'll go off in prayer, and then the food should be coming up. The entrees will be coming up at around 7. So,
all right. If you can all bow your heads. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for this meal that we're about to have. I want to thank you for getting everyone here safe and sound. And I want to thank you for the blessings that you've bestowed on CJ and I's family as we become one. I hope that you continue to bring your blessing onto us, and that we will have a long and happy marriage. Amen.
Amen. All right, thank you guys.
My name's Josh. Hi, Josh. I am CJ's brother. I'm the oldest son. And I'll tell you, I've been through a lot going through high school with my sister. Funny story is when I was a freshman in high school, I had to go to prom with my sister. My sister had to buy a ticket for me so I could go to prom and supervise juniors and seniors dancing. And I'll tell you, that is not fun at all, especially as a freshman in high school. And I'll tell you, going to high school with your sister, you see a lot of mistakes happen. And you see a lot of things that you are not happy about, and a lot of secrets that are hidden from you. Another story I have to share is when I was a sophomore in high school, my sister got engaged. And oh boy, I'll tell you, the news when I heard that ring was not a promise ring, I was not mad, but very disappointed. But you know, I've seen CJ go through a lot during her dating life. Being the oldest son, I kind of see a lot of things. Thankfully, I didn't have to go to any proms or dances while she was at Milwaukee, so that's a plus. But I did hear a lot of things, a lot of good things when she started dating Anthony. And you know, that's one mistake I don't think my sister made, is finding Anthony, somebody that can hold my sister down finally, make sure she's not making too much reckless decisions, is a blessing that God has blessed us with. So thank you, Anthony, for dating my sister and marrying her. Good luck. Hopefully she doesn't spend your wallet. Hopefully she doesn't buy too many cars. And hopefully she doesn't have too many kids. So congrats to Anthony and CJ for getting married.
Hi, I'm Calix. I'm the middle child of the family. And here's my speech for CJ. My dear, lovely, wonderful, amazing only sister. I can't believe how far you have gotten. I remember when you were going through your high school musical phase, your dance crew encore phase, and your show choir phase. I can't believe how much you've grown up. When you have left the house, it was quiet, real quiet, peacefully quiet. But I will never forget the time we have spent together, and will cherish them. Anthony, while I do not know you all too well, It is undeniable the chemistry and happiness I have seen between you and my sister. To close this magnificent speech, I will say a quick prayer for you guys. May the Lord bless you and guide you through all your lives, and his loving kindness be upon you. Thank you.
I'm Cullen. I'm the second youngest in the family. And CJ, Anthony, congratulations on getting married tomorrow. Words can't really describe how happy I am for you, but I'm gonna try. So CJ, being my oldest and only sister, you have been there since I was born, and you have been a great support system to your family and friends and everyone around you. And I'm really happy that you found someone who can support you and Anthony for the rest of your life. And Anthony, well, I mean, you still got to deal with me in September, you know, move in. Anthony, when I first met you, all I could think of was like, he looks like Tom Holland, you know? And it's crazy because you are just like Spider-Man. Humble, kind, great engineer, and always helping CJ out of tough times. So yeah, I'm really happy for you guys. Congratulations. So.
I'm Tyler. I've known Anthony for like 7-ish years now. We were college roommates for all 4 years, and Anthony, and like Anthony, I also made the mistake of moving to Los Angeles, so we see each other quite a lot. I'd like to tell a story. It's more of a mystery, really, a whodunit mystery, like Agatha Christie or maybe Knives Out. I hope you enjoy it. The mystery takes place in Los Angeles, the summer of late 2022. I'm the main detective in this story, but you may consider me a suspect as well. The victim, Aaron and I's cat named Kane, aged 5 years old at the time. The crime, after a long night of drinking, somebody peed in his litter box. The night began in West Hollywood at around 11 p.m. We are out all night getting ourselves thoroughly drunk. I think I had something like 9 or 10 drinks. Anthony had about the same. It was Latin dance night, and the place was completely packed. I was busting out my signature moves, and CJ and Anthony were dancing, vibing, being cute as usual. The night out ended at around 3 a.m. I was exhausted, and so I passed out almost as soon as we got back to mine and Aaron's place. The following morning, I woke up to a smell, a very distinctive smell. The smell of pee. Lots and lots of pee. After briefly searching the apartment, I found the source. It was Kane's litter box. It was completely full of pee. Just absolutely completely full. So who did it? Was it Kane himself? No. The sheer amount of pee in that litter box, a cat couldn't have done it. Absolutely not. Kane didn't do it because he didn't have the means. Was it Aaron or CJ? No. They both had solid alibis. Aaron was safely in bed all night, hadn't even come with us drinking, and CJ stayed in the car and waited. Anthony did stop inside. I guess you can guess why he stopped inside, but we'll get to that later. Additionally, the litter box contained what I'm calling a splash zone, such that the stream of pee had to start from kind of like a great height, you know? Such that only a biologically male suspect could have done it. So, thus we whittle the suspect list down to only myself and Anthony Joseph Nicolini. I aim to construct a robust defense of myself tonight, because some people, Anthony, have accused me of doing it, but I clearly couldn't have. I drained my own bladder as soon as I got home, but I did it in Aaron and I's bathroom, because our apartment has 2 bathrooms, right? The guest bathroom and the ensuite. Aaron can provide witness to me going to our bathroom and then going straight to bed afterwards. Anthony, however, was confirmed to be at the scene of the crime that night, he was seen entering that very same bathroom where Kane's litter box resided. And was seen exiting the same bathroom, his bladder presumably empty. Please note that there was no flush heard that night from that bathroom. So, I have no reason to suspect that Anthony had any motive to pee in Kane's litter box, besides maybe his known masculine urges to compete for dominance. But I digress. I'd rather like to suggest that he peed in Kane's litter box merely by accident in his drunken stupor. What I'm suggesting, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that Anthony went into the bathroom at 3 a.m. that night, took a pee, but just maybe chose the wrong target. Any reasonable person would see all evidence pointing to Anthony Joseph Nicolini, the man at the scene of the crime with the means to commit it. However, I cannot move to convict him, as I cannot prove motive or intent. However, by process of elimination, we know that it must be him. I believe that Anthony Joseph Nicolini peed in my cat's litter box. But my opinion isn't really the one that matters. I happen to have a room full of Anthony's closest friends and family. I would like anyone in this room who has been moved to think that Anthony Joseph Nicolini is guilty of being a 3 a.m. dirty litter box filler to raise their hand now.
There was no DNA evidence.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. He definitely did it. Don't be shy. I ask now to Anthony Joseph Nicolini, nearly 2 years after the crime was committed. Do you confess?
I wish you'd admit already. That's what I wish.
I rest my case.
JR. Oh, am I supposed to wait?
No.
Oh, I'm good now? Okay. I'm the youngest. To the best sister someone could ask for. Growing up, I always felt like we had a strong connection. The oldest and the youngest duo. Growing up, you took care of me and brought me places. I remember the moment we brought you to your dorm, and when we left, we both started crying. Those were real tears, and it was partly because I knew I wouldn't see you much. When you visited after that, I regret it because you got louder and louder every time. But that's fine. When you first told us about Anthony, I didn't know much of him besides that you liked him. And Anthony, the first time meeting you was interesting. I didn't hear you speak much and kind of thought you were a little awkward. But maybe it's because you saw this crazy family and was ready to back out. And I was surprised the next time you came back. Seeing you and CJ throughout the years, you guys have been together, showed such true bondage to each other. And I'm happy you're the man to take care of her. I'm extremely proud of you both for the people you've become and super excited to see the kind of couple and future parents you will be. Forever love you both. Love you guys.
I know that Anthony really doesn't like things to be taken out of context, but I thought that to start, my speech, I'm not Anthony, and so I figured I'd start with Psalm 45:2. You are the most handsome of the sons of men. Grace is poured upon your lips. Therefore, God has blessed you forever. And besides being good looking, this guy's got a lot else going for him. In fact, he's got a good brain on him, and I've known him for 10 plus years, and besides just, the things that might come and go, he really has a lot of solid characteristics that I want to get into. And the fact that they've stayed true for so many years shows that he has, a really dedicated steadfastness to himself and to his life. And he really holds a sense of integrity in everything that he does. And so these are some of the characteristics that I've noticed in Nicolini just in our friendship over the last 10 years. So the first one is that just how loving he is. So I truly believe that the foundation of being a good friend in general is that you gotta love the other person, You can't be a good friend without having a love for that other person in your life. And even with distance between us and time between us, between where we've seen and hung out with each other, I know that Anthony has, constantly reached out. Every opportunity that we get, we do try to meet up with each other, far and few between. and I know that he always has my back, and that's something I'll never forget. Secondly, he's loyal. Keeping up with friends throughout the years is no easy task, but more than just keeping up, Anthony has also been very supportive. It's not like he's just on the sidelines, cheering on. He's right there behind me, and everything that I do, I've never seen him, say anything disgraceful about anybody that he cares about. And he's always been so supportive in every endeavor that I've had in my own personal life, and I see the way that he supports everybody else in his life too. And it's something far and few people really have nowadays, and I can't say how proud of him I am, and how proud I am to have a friend like him. It's really meaningful. And then lastly, he's optimistic. You never see him without a smile. And so, and he's optimistic for good reason. He's a guy that's able to get things done. He has confidence in himself, and he sees the glass half full. He never is one to be disappointed with what he has. He's always grateful at the foundation level of everything in his life. But on top of that, he's able to see the things and the goals that he aspires to have for himself and the others in his life, and he helps them aspire to reach them. And that's his optimism. That's his optimism put into action, which again, is just something so terrific, and it's what it takes to build any sort of meaningful life. And so it's these three characteristics, the love, loyalty, and optimism, that Anthony has been perfecting his whole life, that I've seen in my own personal relationship with him for the last 10 years, that I know will carry with him throughout his new life with CJ going into their marriage. And then the last one that I want to talk about is, again, his assuredness. When Anthony is delivering you some bad news, or he's sitting there trying to bust your balls, he oftentimes starts his sentences by saying, well, D-Hayes, that bald spot's really not that bad. Those girls really into you. But no, it's never been that way about CJ. There's never been a time where I've heard, any, shake in his voice about the way that he feels about his lovely fiancée and soon-to-be wife. And I know that he has so much confidence in his forever love. Anthony's integrity and honesty and steadfastness, it proves that these qualities are not to be forgotten and not to be lost, but they are going to stay with him. He's proven it time and time again. And so I know that Anthony will cherish CJ, and he will be cherished back. And CJ, I know, holds the same values in return to Anthony that he displays to her. They will grow together as one through their union with God. And I am so proud of Anthony for securing such a wonderful life for himself. A life that CJ and he will sow the seeds of joy with and watch flourish. Anthony and CJ, this is just the start. Congratulations.
Well, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Rex. I'm the father of the bride.
And I just want to say congratulations. And how when Anthony about to propose to CJ, we're kind of like almost had that teary-eyed. So we're excited when you propose, but it's kind of like how CJ is so bubbly and Anthony is kind of like the mellow one. So I was thinking this is a perfect match. Like how puzzle is, like you're not the same. You kind of like you're the opposite. It's kind of like you put together the puzzle and make it a whole thing. So that's how I see them both together. They kind of like make each other, complement each other. That's how I see them together. So I am blessed to know you, Anthony, and I am, love you already in the beginning when my daughter introduced you to us. So we are just thankful. And, CJ, this is a milestone for you. I don't want to cry. But yeah, growing up, coming here in US, it's a lot. But, I was just thankful how she wants to pursue her dreams and everything. But, like, Mom, I want to go to Milwaukee. I said, no, there's a lot of things going on there. And she said, no, I can do it, Mom. Okay, Mom, I'm going to go to LA. It's like, that's way too far. You kind of like you want to hold with your kids, especially her being our only daughter. So it's kind of like a thing where I want to hold her close to us, but it's something that, you know, when your kids are growing, you realize that they have their own life. You need to let them go and have them grow on their own. So, but you know, the always our prayer is to God give you protections, and we're just so happy that, you know, you're growing on that faith together as a couple. And always remember, you know, pride is no room in marriage. Always humility and love. Always love each other and humble yourself to each other. Don't give that pride any room in both of you. Always have that forgiveness as well.
So I never imagined that it'll come a time where I have to stand and give a speech to my only daughter. So it's amazing how God has gifted me with just one daughter. That's why we ended up having 4 boys for trying to have another girl in the family. But anyway, so every time that CJ would introduce someone to our family as her boyfriend, I would like, oh, maybe I should take them to the shooting range so I can show them that if they mess up with my daughter, they have a sharpshooter to deal with. But then when Anthony came and I kind of got to know him more, I took him to the shooting range, but that is for me to train him to protect my daughter someday. And everything that Anthony has done with our family, he's an amazing young man. So I want to thank Laura and Art for raising such a wonderful young man. And I know that he will take care of CJ. I also want to thank you too, because I've done multiple weddings where I'm the officiating minister and the DJ. So when they said, Dad, you're not going to be the DJ or the minister, that was so amazing, because it's probably the best feeling I've had when we had the rehearsal today, just being father of the bride. So I'm really happy about that. The other thing too that I want to say is my advice to you guys: marriage has a lot of challenges, but you can stand those trials, those challenges, if you put God in the center of your marriage and respect each other, talk, especially with big decisions in life. Also, I am excited for what God has planned for you. CJ is afraid every time I say that I hope that she gets a daughter as her first child, because she's afraid that that first child will do the same thing to, to them. This is why my hairline went up, because having her as my first child. But anyway, kidding aside, thank you, Anthony, for being that man for my daughter. And you know what? This 2024 Father's Day is going to be the most memorable one, because I'm welcoming another son in my family. So God bless you.
I'm Mackenzie, and this is Sonia.
I'm Sonia.
Yes, we're both maids of honors for CJ. We both met in college separately, but still ended up being like very close friends. We don't have a speech. We'll be doing our speech tomorrow, but we just, longer one, because we love our girl so much. But we just want to say thank you all for coming, and congrats to the happy couple. We're so excited.
Yes.
And we love you both so much.
These are 2 wonderful people, and to see everyone's family from where they came from, it just like completes the whole tree of you really are where you come from. So blessed to be in this room with you all. So glad you guys could make it. I'm trying not to get emotional for tomorrow. My long speech is gonna need some waterproof mascara, but I love you both so much. One of the most like wholesome, sweetest couples ever. So happy to be here to celebrate you guys.
Yep.
Love you both.
All right, y'all. I'm Ben. I'm one of the groomsmen, and Anthony. We've known each other for about 8 years, and in those 8 years, I've become such a better person, and I feel like that's the effect you have along with everyone. You make everyone a better person, and the second I walked into that house with you, Dan and CJ, the second I met her, I thought, there's no way that there's someone that could be as good as that, if not, can make you any happier than you already are. And I've learned to love CJ more and more throughout the years and know that you guys are both growing and becoming better people day by day. And then day by day, I realize, CJ, you are like an older sister to me. You've grown that much closer. We FaceTime so often, enough that I call you as much as I call Anthony. You're literally my ate CJ. I couldn't appreciate both of you more in my life, and what you're gonna do with everyone else and what you're gonna do together and how much more you're gonna grow. And I wish the best for you guys. And let's all have a cheers for Anthony and CJ.
I'm Tanya. I'm originally from Australia. I'm Claire's other Australian sister. So we've known CJ, Rex and Claire, since CJ was 1. She's the same age as my son, 10 days apart. And the very first time we met them at a restaurant, she pushed my son off the high chair. So David will be here at the wedding tomorrow, so he can get her back. The next time we had CJ, Joshua was being born, and Rex and Claire were going to the hospital, and we said that we would take CJ. I had a 1.5-year-old and a 9-month-old and another 1.5-year-old, and she would not stop crying. And so I was nursing my daughter Adelaide right over here, and she was just 9 months old. And I said to my husband, you have to take CJ. I just can't have all these babies. And so my husband took her, and she was very upset. It was the first time she was away from her mum and dad. And she puked all over my husband. So some could say she imprinted on him. So ever since then, we've had the Arbelettas and the Laritzins. My kids are very blonde, and these guys have usually very dark hair. And we used to call them the chocolate and vanillas. And so they were like the Oreo kids. I have 3 boys and 1 girl, and they have 4 boys and 1 girl. So they were our second family. Coming from Australia, I miss my family, and Claire and I could relate, and our kids were like cousins growing up together. So we went to our church family together. We did all our VBSs together. So they've always just been a part of our lives. I love the kids just like they're my own. So CJ is like another daughter to me, and even though she puked on us and did all those crazy things, and she definitely was the loud one, but she was energetic and fun. And my Addie, you were a little bit loud then too when you guys were giggling all night long in those sleepovers. So I just want to say thank you for always being the extra daughter in our life, CJ. So we love you. And Anthony, good luck. Love you, CJ. Thank you. Yeah. So beautiful. Yeah. And you guys will have a daughter. I'm sure, positive you will. Maybe 4 of them. Thank you, guys.
Hey everyone, my name is Nectar. This is my sibling Marcella.
Hi.
We've known CJ since elementary school. We go way back to the private school uniforms and all that. And then time went on. We went to the public middle school. And were you in Shattuck Showstoppers?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did show choir in middle school. It was called Shattuck Showstoppers. Not many memories. That's kind of a blur. But then Fever Dream. Yep, Fever Dream. But then it was vintage show choir, Act 2 show choir in high school. That was our bread and butter. We lived and breathed the show choir lifestyle, and our hair was teased.
Still is.
Yep.
Like this.
Yep. Eyelash glue still on our faces. That foundation just sweating off. Getting used to dancing in heels was a norm, and we got through it together. Yep. Even Sella could tell you because they were in show choir too, and we stuck it out. I have great memories with CJ. You know, she really got me through high school. We would go to the practice rooms and show each other music and learn duets. And that was something I really held on to because I didn't have many friends in high school, and she was the real one. No matter what, I always know we can come back to each other and pick up where we left off. And, you know, you've always been there for me, and I know that'll never change.
Being the younger sibling, I always really looked up to you, CJ, and I really wanted to hang out with the both of you all the time whenever you guys were hanging out. And I remember doing Pop Sensation with your dad, and shout out to Pop Sensation. And I was the first one to sing Good Morning at Shattuck Park, and you sang the rap part with me. And I was so like nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, I get to sing with CJ, because I just always really looked up to you, and that's a core memory for me. So thank you so much for that, and congrats to the both of you.
The memories, we're so happy for you. Every time she talks about you, it's just, you're making her better, and I can see the both of you bring out the best in each other all the way through. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I miss you. It's been so long.
You too. You two look amazing tonight.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaylana. A lot of you may not know me or recognize my face because me and Clara have been friends for just a short little while now. But no matter how long or short it has been, the impact that she has made in my life has forever changed me. And I want to scream this on rooftops and towns and cities because she's a special person. You don't meet a lot of people like her. And when you do, you gotta hang on to them. And I'm just so proud and so happy and so grateful I got to meet you. And every day I'm so blessed. And Anthony, you're a sweetheart. You're amazing too. But I look forward to, seeing you guys blossom and have a family and watching you guys grow. And I'm so blessed to be a part of it. So thank you and congrats. And I love you.
Oh, I love you.